Please welcome Mr. Hannu Kinnunen!
Okay, good afternoon. Pleasure to be here. While I also talk about what this ring does, I will concentrate on one topic, which is our circadian alignment and our chronotype, which are very essential things in our well-being. And we will look into data. I am now, it's my 4th year as the scientific officer at ŌURA, and before that I was 18 years working in the research team at Polar, the Finnish heart rate monitor company, and I was the principal scientist before I changed to ŌURA. The ŌURA ring measures your sleep, activity, and recovery. But more than just measure, it wants to improve your sleep and help you to find the best times and intensities for your activities and help to optimize your readiness to perform each day. It adjusts the activity targets based on your current readiness, and it gives some tips in a textual format just to make these things that are happening in your body, make them closer to you. One of the main things that people need to realize is that all these things, your daily activities, what you eat and when you eat, affect how you sleep. And how you sleep, it affects how good recovery you are getting and your hormonal balance during sleep. And then after the night, you should be ready for the coming day. And we want people to ask in the morning, and what's my body ready now for today? And what did I do right yesterday, and what did I do wrong? The life is always a little bit complicated, that you can't adjust everything, but you need to find compromises. And with this data that the ring gives, we want to help you to find that what are the small steps that I can do to help my well-being. Today we talk about circadian alignment. Every function in our body has its optimum time in the 24-hour cycle. It's like the basis is on cellular level. But we also have like the main clock in the deep areas of our brain that try to synchronize the clocks in our body, that our stomach knows to produce the right amount of acid at the right time, that we get insulin from pancreas at the right time at the correct amounts. That if we have want to be ready for a sports event, that our neuronal system is most alert to be ready to make the records. And the important thing is that we have our internal clocks. They can go a little fast or a little slow. And those who have slow clocks, tend to be evening type of person. And basically all the functions in our body go towards evening and when compared to the sun rhythm. And those people whose clock goes fast, they tend to be morning type of persons. They are very alert starting from the morning at the sunrise. They are capable of doing like very good decisions in the morning, and they get hungry earlier, and they get sleepy earlier. And it's important to understand that this is determined by our genes. It's genetic, it's biological. We can adjust only slightly. And this is an important factor in society, because now our society unfairly supports morning type of people, and it is very challenging for evening type of people. And one example of this is college students, that those who are moderately morning type of people are doing the best in colleges. This graph shows social jet lag against the average grade point in college. This is brand new graph produced by Drs. Benjamin Smar and Aaron Scherner. And the social jet lag here was determined quite simple, in a simple way. It's the median, it's a difference between the activity of the class day and the median activity of non-classroom day. So the day they didn't attend to college, those people who are on the right woke up later at the non-college day and woke up earlier at the college day. And they have lower points. And by the way, they also have higher dropout rate. They have a lot of risks associated. So a lot of things, a lot of people would benefit for colleges starting a little later. And also being like a very strong morning type gives you some challenges that I'm showing some of them. I will now continue to the data measured by the ŌURA ring. And one example, subjects' sleep data, as it has been measured by the ring for 1.5 years. And you can see that the black lines are the times when the sunrise and sunset. And this person is up right at the sunset, almost summer and winter. So very clearly indicating a morning type of person. And he's a biohacker, by the way, so it also explained. And he's also living in a latitude that has like a pretty constant daylight time. So I am a little bit envious of that somebody it's possible to live in synchrony with the sun like that. There's also this daylight savings time that's moving this 1 hour forward during winter time and then back 1 hour back during summertime in this graph. And here I can understand that at some places on Earth, this kind of daylight saving time, it can be actually function very well, especially if you are a morning type of person. when we look at this distribution of bedtimes and wake-up times of this person, we can see that bedtime nicely is distributed quite normally around 9 p.m. and wake-up time, it actually has like 2 peaks almost, but that's anyway, it's centered around 6 a.m. and as we remember during winter time, he was sleeping a little later. And the physical activities of this person are nicely centered around the daylight or in the mid of the daylight time. And only during winter months there are some activity after sunset. So winter is posing a little bit of challenge with this person, but still there's only a few hours after sunset that this person is active, and quite soon after being active goes to sleep. So because this inactive time at night when you are watching your screens is posing a challenge to your circadian system. We actually then asked these subjects to fill in a morningness, eveningness questionnaire that has 19 questions, and the total points then are then interpreted that if these persons are definitive morning type, moderate morning type people or intermediate type of people, or if they are moderate evening types of definite evening types. And the person that I showed filled in the questionnaire so that the points indicate that he is a definitive morning type, as we saw from the data. So we will take another example, an evening type of person who is at least going to bed at the same time, that's in harmony to his chronotype. And this person is living in northern Finland, where the daylight time is very short during the winter and very wide, a very long time during the summer. So here we also see that when we talk about what people can do to improve their circadian alignment, we need to remember that the sunlight situation is entirely different in different places on Earth. So this person also has some kind of tendency to go to bed later at night during the winter. So the sunlight is playing some role. But then you can also see that he is sleeping in during the weekends, because every weekend the sleep time goes further to the right. And the benefit of this person is that he gets very good deep sleep. So he can make it even with shorter sleep. But actually this weekend sleeping is actually showing us that he is suffering from too little sleep. His average bedtime is between 1 and 2 a.m. and average wake-up time is at 8. But during the weekends we can see a very long tail to the right. And it's actually this kind of tail that is telling that you have the tendency to be an evening type of person. Physical activities don't start at sunrise, but they start at 7. And there's an interesting detail that his wife went to work in starting November 2016. And we can start seeing a lot of activity at 7 a.m. when he starts taking the kids to school and preparing the breakfast for the kids and rushing the things. So these kind of family activities, they are also determining our timing and things. And the challenge is that there is this kind of long inactivity time after sunset. That's most probably screen time there. When we compare these distributions of wake-up times and bedtimes between these two people, we clearly see that the earliest bedtimes of the evening type are about the same time as the latest bedtimes of the morning type. And morning type of people almost never ever sleep in late. But with evening types, it's the contrary, that they take all the opportunities of their free days to sleep in. So I wish it would be as simple as changing our rhythms, all our rhythms, to make us live according to our real chronotype. But unfortunately, it's not always possible. Like this person happens to be present here, our CEO, Petteri Lahtela, is in a clear conflict. His bedtimes are a lot later than he is answering in a questionnaire that what would be best for him. And this is a very big challenge. He is going to bed 11 p.m., even though the best time for him would be 9 p.m. But then you can see something interesting happening in November 2016. Well, he was traveling with his family, but after that he came to Biohacker event and started wearing blue light blocking glasses. And suddenly you see a lot of increased deep sleep. So this is interesting because you would imagine that staying up later every night, you would change your circadian rhythm towards evening. But apparently it doesn't work in all subjects. And in Petteri, having this kind of light exposure in the evening actually ruined his night. I have been living with him a couple of nights in a hotel room, and I have experienced it. It was like restless legs, and it was like he was sleeping, but all the parts, everything was telling that something was wrong. But after these blue light blocking glasses, things went to the good direction. I am not saying it's a miracle that works in everybody, but I know that light at midnight is not good for our health, and it's not good for our circadian alignment, and for some people it can really improve their sleep quality. Petteri's physical activity graph also tells that he is a morning type. You can hardly see any physical activity after 8 p.m. in his data. Females may have different kind of conflicts. This person is a definitive morning type of person, but still she doesn't always go to bed until around 11 p.m. And this reason is that she has kids, and the evening time is the only prime time for her, and she doesn't want to sacrifice all of her own time. So from the resting heart rates, we see that her resting heart rates are at the lowest at bedtime. So she should have been going to bed before that, because low resting heart rate is supporting you having good sleep. But when that was passed away, so he keeps waking up in the morning, even if she goes to sleep late, she still wakes up early. So she can't help being a morning type. But the problem is that she wouldn't like to give up her only 1 hour period in the evening. So when we tell people to move, to change their life, we need to remember that they need to organize their whole life in order to change something. So these are big decisions for individual people, that how they really optimize. It seems quite clear, quite obvious for us to say that just go to bed 1 hour earlier and you will get much better sleep. And then we take just another example who is in the other direction, that is actually going to bed earlier than her chronotype. And that's something that we can see from the weekend sleep. That because during the weekend she's able to sleep in a lot. And this sleeping in thing, I think it's like something that if you don't really get enough sleep, you need to do a little bit of that. But it's not beneficial to sleep in too many hours, because then the next night your sleep quality can go down, because your circadian alignment is moving forward. So it would be the best to optimize and so that you would have pretty stable sleep rhythms during the weekdays and weekend days. But I know that it's not always possible, that with her the solution is to sleep in during the weekend. She also takes the kids to kindergarten and school. Yeah. Now, going back to the theme that all our body functions have their optimum times, and once we know that if we are morning type or evening type, we can estimate these a little bit and really experience the benefit of having like that you hit a tennis ball just when the ball comes to you, that you don't need to run too far in order to hit the ball, so that your body is ready for all these impulses that are coming. And when we think about this theme of like wearables in general, I've been following the development for more than 20 years now, and I know that a lot of devices are measuring like your activity, your steps, your heart rate, your calories during training, and they even give you some daily targets, that you take 10,000 steps or you accumulate 30 minutes of moderate or vigorous intensity activity daily. And maybe some of them also now shows some of your sleep estimates. And some measure your galvanic skin response. And we can continue like adding these kind of measurements. But the real challenge is to organize our life so that we improve the quality of our life, our health and performance in the long term. As you saw on those graphs, that even having one weekly training, it seems pretty regular if you look your whole year. It's like more than 50 training sessions there. So it's much more important than reaching your target every single day, is that you plan your rhythms, your daily rhythms and weekly rhythms and monthly rhythms, so that your life quality is ensured, your health is ensured, and also your performance increases. For women, our temperature measurement also gives an insights to their ongoing monthly cycle, that they can keep track and follow where they are going. An important addition. So the ring does all the measurements, It uses Bluetooth to transfer the information to the smartphone app, and periodically the app sends the information to the cloud server that you can see your long-term trends using our cloud service. The sleep metrics of the ring has been validated independently of ŌURA, and the results have been published in a peer-reviewed journal article. The ring measures during the night optically your blood volume pulse, the timing between heartbeats with like beat-to-beat logic, and it uses also the amplitude changes between the beats to detect, for instance, if you are in deep sleep or REM sleep. It derives a lot of parameters from these measurements, including heart rate variability, which is an interesting, quite holistic measurement of your recovery. All the other measurements also have been developed and validated against gold and standard methods. I just thank you for your interest. We have our booth in the opposite corner. Welcome to discuss, and you can also ask anybody who has the ring about their personal experiences. This journey has just begun. We are improving our service also towards the direction that I was here presenting about these chronotypes. Thank you.